G'day, Aussie bonsai bloke here, how you going? Today I'm going to be working on me Juniper. I think you've seen me work on this one not long ago. As you can still see, it's still looking healthy. That's the last one I worked on, and as you can see, it's grown a bit already. It's got all these new shoots all over it. So that's that one, but today I'm going to be working on my other juniper over here. As you can see, very long and leggy. It's lost all its definition in the pads now. So I'm going to do some trimming on that one, so it's going to take a long time, and I'll just get it on the bench and then I'll get back to you on that one. No worries. Cheers. G'day. Welcome back. Just going to give you a quick spin of the tree before I do my work on it. Show you how bushy it's getting, how healthy it is. As you can see, it's grown a fair bit. It's pretty healthy. It's a juniper nana. Give it a bit of a spin before it's trimmed. So this here will take me a good couple of hours, I reckon, maybe 3, to give it a proper trim. I'm not even sure which way the front was actually, to be honest. I think it could be that side or it could be the other side. Both sides look pretty good. Hard to see now with all that foliage on, but I'll get to trimming it, and yeah, I'll show you what it looks like at the end. No worries. Just give you a bit of a close-up as well before I get to trimming it. I'll just show you where I am going to trim as well. You might be able to see in the foliage here, you can sort of see the old pad underneath all this green growth here. I'll just show you where I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut in between the needles here without damaging the needles, so that way you don't get a bit of dye back on it. And then I'll also cut these shoots back a bit, trying to get in between the needles here, which is going to be a little bit tough while holding the camera, but cut that there, and so you can see these needles here are still intact, which means it shouldn't brown off too much. And I'll aim to do that over the whole tree. So just cut in between the needles without damaging them. If you was to hedge it like this over the whole thing, I'll cut back inside this so this bit here won't hurt it, but if you were to do that where you cut it and it squashes all these needles and damages them, you end up with a really brown looking tree in a couple of weeks when it all browns off, and it's also not that good for the health of the tree either. So yeah, I'll get to trimming it back and see you at the end. welcome back. I finished trimming it. One thing I will say, because this is a more developed tree, I'm just basically copying the pads that are already there and going flat underneath the pads, and then just following the old line of the curve of the pad on the top. So I'm not really styling it as such, I'm just trimming it. Yeah, there's nothing really more to develop on it. One thing I would like to explore more in the future is to maybe divide this pad here into half. There's a bit of a line through the middle here, and that will also mean reducing this into 3 or 4 pads at the top. If I was to reduce this one here, then have this big fat pom-pom on top here, it would all look a bit out of balance. So I would like to, you know, have some bigger pads at the bottom, divide this one into 2 maybe the top one into 3 with some negative space in there to make it look a bit more airy, a bit more open. But for, you know, for now, we're coming into winter. I've probably trimmed this a little bit late, really. Time's got away from me, but it needed doing. A lot of foliage here, as you can see. So coming into winter, I'm not going to cut it that drastically. I'm just going to leave it, and probably next summer or next spring, when I've got a bit more time and the weather's a bit more favourable, I might, yeah, divide some of these pads up a bit more. But for now, you know, I think that's good enough for now. Yeah, so that's basically it trimmed up. I'll give you a bit of a close-up in a second of the tree and give it a bit of a spin for you. But in the meantime, just like to say cheers for watching, Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll make some more videos for you. Thanks heaps for watching. Cheers.